caught up with the management of Tata Technologies. Here are what they had to say.
I'm very much looking forward to the plans that we've got for the organisation. As you confirm, this is the first IPO of the Tata Group for the last 18, 19 years, and it is an OFS. But for us as an organisation, we're very much looking forward to the endorsement that it will provide. I think the scrutiny that the financial markets will apply to our organisation will certainly reinforce the trust between ourselves and our customers. And I think the profile that the listing will provide will also provide us with an opportunity to really position the company effectively to help us recruit the best and the brightest in this very exciting space that is the emerging engineering, research and development market here in India.
Great. Warren, I was also analyzing the valuations you're coming out with and offering the shares to the public. I would congratulate, and I'm not really surprised in the Tata Group to leave. It appears that the idea was to leave some value on the table. But maybe a comment on that, but also the multiples, or how is a company such as yours and auto tech company, if I may call it, how should it be analyzed? On what metrics is the right way to look at it?
Well, I think in terms of valuation, the discovery exercise and process that we've been through has been informed by the feedback that the banks have received from the investors. After the roadshow, a recommendation has been made to the board, and the board has adopted that position. In terms of the way in which we are measuring our company, I always position for our teams that there are three priorities that we've got, and that's growth, growth and growth. The market here in India continues to grow at a faster rate than the addressable market globally. And so we think that we are in a very exciting swim lane. We believe that the credentials that the company has established over more than 20 years, the customer base that we have, the capabilities that are truly differentiated, I think put us in a very favourable position. And we're excited about the space. We're also excited about the position that we Tata Technologies are in. So we are absolutely invested and committed to growing with the market and to fulfilling the potential that we believe that we have.
Mm-hmm. But Warren, I was just looking at the geographical breakup. About 30 to 40% of your revenues actually come from India, and the others are from rest of the world, and you're pretty diversified, I would say. But still, how is the mix likely to pan out in the next 3 to 5 year kind of a period?
Yeah, a great question. In terms of Tata Technologies, one of the things that differentiates us is that although we're very proud of our position here in India, we're very much a global company. We're not an India out company, and so we practice a very balanced onshore offshore proposition, and we've got a very balanced set of revenues from different parts of the world. We are active in Europe, North America, and here in Asia. We manage our operations around 19 different delivery organizations. And what that allows us to do is build very strong and strategic relationships with our customers onshore. And that provides the interface and the leadership from which we deliver value from our offshore locations here in India and in Eastern Europe.
Warren, you spoke about how the idea is growth, growth and growth, and that's how you interact with your team as well. What kind of outperformance do you expect from the company going forward, or are you internally aiming for as well with your team versus the sector? Because sector itself is a high growth sector. Could it be mid-teens to higher teens? How are you looking at growth or measuring growth in the environment?
Well, we don't provide guidance as an organisation and as a group, but what I can tell you is that we are incredibly ambitious in terms of the value that we want to deliver to the customers that we work with. We're incredibly ambitious in terms of growing the breadth and depth of the capabilities that we represent. We truly believe that India will be the innovation and the engineering hub for the global manufacturing sector. We are, as confirmed by Zinnov, as the #1 automotive engineering service provider here in India, and we're going to work very, very hard to protect that position.
Right. Also talk to us about new growth levers which you have, which you can be pressing, and on the one hand, because of your expertise in engineering R&D, especially in the automobile space, but also look at newer avenues beyond automobiles, maybe aviation, that's a high growth potential market here in India, or any other. Would that provide both better growth prospects and also higher margin profile going forward?
Well, that's a great question. If we look at automotive first and foremost, we're going through a once in a generation transformation along the vectors of change as the industry pivots towards autonomous driving, connected services, the move from internal combustion engines to electrification or alternative propulsion systems, and the move to shared mobility. One of the things that distinguishes Tata Technologies is that we've been part of that journey almost since the outset. And one of the things that distinguishes our company is our ability to be able to take on the responsibility for the development of a full electric vehicle. So we are incredibly well positioned in the automotive space. We're also excited about what we're doing in aerospace and transport, construction and heavy machinery. If you look at aerospace, the aerospace industry has really bounced back in a very healthy way since the pandemic. Companies like Boeing and Airbus can't produce enough aircraft today to satisfy the demand. If you look at the industry projections, there are about 22,000 aircraft in productive use today. That is deemed to more than double in the next 20 years. That's going to drive significant demand for engineering services, and we believe that will provide tremendous tailwinds for organizations like Tata Technologies. As far as transport, construction and heavy machinery is concerned, that industry typically lags automotive by 3 to 4 years, and so we're seeing in the construction space and in the mining space and in the farming space, we're seeing the same type of disruption again as the industry pivots to cleaner emissions and smarter capabilities through the introduction of technology and software.
I'm also curious to know how the intention of the company is going forward. Transportation, of course, is your mainstay, 65% of revenues coming from there, but would it change going forward? Would you like to bring it down to 40 odd or any other kind of a number in mind, while other segments actually also grow meaningfully in the next coming years?
We certainly, as I referenced before, we certainly see significant demand in automotive and the associated mobility space, and we'll be focused upon making sure that we harvest the opportunity that represents. But we certainly see significant opportunity outside of that. Aerospace, I referenced before what's happening within the broader market, but also the investments that the group is making. The acquisition of Air India, the procurement that Air India has undertaken of 470 single aisle and wide body aircraft, that's affording the group a significant amount of influence globally, and those tailwinds we expect to be able to position effectively for Tata Technologies. So again, I'm not going to provide any guidance in terms of the balance between the different sectors that we support. But we see growth opportunities across the board, and we are absolutely focused upon exploiting that in the context of fulfilling the potential that we work hard inside of Tata Technologies to position for ourselves.
Last question then, we started a conversation on that note, that the company is not hitting the street for demand of funds actually. It is an OFS, right. It is more about making a statement and deriving confidence from the street and validation from the street as well, and even attracting scrutiny for all the right purposes, right. I want to ask you today, because this interaction is important. This is your first one right ahead. We will be having interactions often. The street will analyze numbers on a quarterly basis from here on. But anybody who is watching this chat and wants to take a 3 to 5 year and beyond kind of a view on the company to participate in the journey, what would your bigger message or vision be?
Well, I think as we look forward, if we look at the way in which the industry is evolving, if you look at the global addressable space for engineering service providers, it's about $100 billion. And that addressable space is growing faster than the overall engineering research and development market. But the contribution from India is growing at a faster rate than the addressable market. We are number one in automotive here in India. We are investing very heavily to improve our positioning in aerospace, transport, construction, and heavy machinery. And as I referenced before, I truly believe that India will be the innovation hub, the platform from which the majority of product development work will be driven in the future. We believe that we are in a fantastic position to be able to fulfill that potential for Tata Technologies, for the Tata Group, and to make a meaningful contribution to what will happen to the industry over here.